Okay, y'all, what we have here, we have 3.1, and this engine is got a smaller belt on it than it should. So of course this is the accessory drive belt routing, but we're not doing that. We've bypassed the smog pump. See that thing will barely even turn. It's all greedy and everything. It's terrible. Okay, so what we did is we bypassed it, and all you do, you get a shorter belt, and instead of going around here, instead of following this routing, you just skip it. Okay, come straight off your alternator and go down here. Okay, come off here, come up to your power steering, come under your water pump, come around your water pump, and come around your air conditioner. I'll show you the belt number that I've got on this car, but here's the problem. When they put this belt on my car at the shop, by the way, the reason why I did this is you can't buy a smog pump for this car. This is 3.1 and a 91 Camaro. Here's the operating range, okay, and here's the needle. So I need a belt that's a little bit smaller, okay. I'll show you what belt number is on here currently. Little creaky door. So this is what's in here currently. It's a Gates Micro V K061020. All right, so this is the 102 length. Okay, I got one a little bit smaller. I went to O'Reilly's a while ago. I've been running this belt for a while, for maybe 2 years, a year maybe. And sometimes it wants to squeal. Like I just cranked it up a while ago and it just started screaming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try 2 smaller size belts on it. So this is a 102, and I'll show you what I bought. So here we have, this is the Gates Micro V, and this is the one that I currently have in the car. All right, so I went on Gates' website and I looked at their list, and so this is a 102, like I showed you on the front. So these are the other smaller size, a 101.66, 101.52, so that's almost ½ inch smaller. They had the top 2, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna try these out. Spent $85.58 on 2 belts. One of them was $37.99. and the other one was $41.99. So we're gonna see which one of these fits the car good and gets us back in operating range on the belt tensioner, and hopefully we'll get rid of that squeaking and going on. Okay, so I may be off camera while I'm trying to put the belt on, and I'm probably going to draw me a diagram to help me with putting that belt back on, being that it's not the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so when I was looking at the list, it skips from 20. I didn't see a 19 or an 18 that I recall, but then you had the 16, 15 going through these. The best way that I can tell, that must be the length. Okay, so I'm not sure what the 20 millimeter is. You got this 21 millimeter, and then this one says 20 millimeter. Is this the length? A 2605. This is a 2597, which means it's a little bit smaller, and that's a 2593, which means it's a little bit smaller than that. So what is the 20 millimeter? Is that The width, I don't know. Maybe I'll get a pair of calipers out and verify that they're the same width. I'm not sure what the 20 stands for. Maybe y'all can educate me, because both of them say 3/16 all the way across. This is by 102 5/8, 102 1/4, 102 1/8. That number is, see, that's getting smaller, okay? 5/8, that's like 625, okay? 102 and 625, 0.625, 102.25, 102.125. Okay, I'm just converting it for you. I'm a machinist, sorry. So that's the way my brain works. I just don't know what the, why is this one 20 and this is 21 right there under the 3/16? And this one's 20 underneath the 3/16. We'll do some comparison, bust out the calipers and see what we can figure out. There you go. Does that make sense to you? Smog pump, alternator, crankshaft pulley, power steering, water pump, air conditioner, belt tensioner. We good? All right. I'm gonna take the belt off, and again, this is for a 3.1 on a 91 Camaro. A 2.8 is the same motor, basically. I'm sure it'll work just fine on that one too. So I'm gonna take this belt off and try a smaller belt. See if we can come into the proper range. As I can say, here's the pointer, and that is not pointing in here, which is probably why my belt's squealing. It didn't do it in the winter, or barely. Now it's doing it really bad in summer. We're gonna use a 15 millimeter on the belt tensioner, and basically all you do, if you've never put a belt on before, you put it on there. I'm not sure if you pull the tension out of it like this, okay? Pull it back, slip the belt off, slip another one on, and relieve the tension. Okay? Easy enough, right? Pull it like this, slip the belt off with your other hand, or have somebody helping you slip it off. You can easily do it by yourself. And then once you've got your belt back into position, put this back on there and relieve the pressure, okay? You may have to get your belt in position close to where you want it to be. Pull the tension back out of it, slip it underneath the tensioner, underneath this part of the tensioner that it rolls on, and then let the tension off, okay? I'll try and do it on camera and let you see it, but this is kind of hard to do on camera. Again, pull it like this, slip it off the bottom of the tensioner. This black part right here, slip it off the bottom. And once you slip it off the bottom there, you'll have all kind of tension. You can pull it off the alternator, then you can take it off all the rest of your pulleys, okay? We're gonna get my wife to video me doing this, but she's inside eating Subway. Wish I had a Subway. Look at this, with the belt off of it, it doesn't look hardly any different than it was before. It's almost in the same place. So the belt was hardly doing anything at all. Hopefully we'll get some improvement when we put this other belt on here, okay? First one we're gonna try is this one, the K061016, okay? I'll let you know which one turns out best, but this is the one we're gonna try first. Okay, y'all, I think this is it. I put the one I just showed you, the K0, you can see the number right there, K061016. Put that one on here. Okay, so as you can tell, this is the pattern I used, okay? So it's around the alternator, down there around the crankshaft pulley. That little joker right there is mad because I killed off his family earlier. Almost got like destroyed by a bunch of hornets. I drove right over their nest in the ground while I was cutting grass, and they were not happy. Fortunately, I had some long-range hornet and wasp killer, and I saturated their house. So anyway, back to this. Around the alternator, down around the crankshaft pulley, up around the power steering, around the water pump, around the air conditioner, and over here underneath the tensioner. Now look at the tensioner. The tensioner points. If this is the whole range and that's where it's supposed to be pointing, I've nailed it with this is exactly the belt that should be on here for this situation, okay? So correct me if I'm wrong, but the needle's pointing at the needle. You can't get no better than that. I'm gonna fire this thing up, see if we got any belt squealing. I'm gonna be really upset if we got any belt squealing going on. This should be it. Let me go put this, get this stuff out of the way. All right, this car's got some issues and I don't know what they are. It's not really the greatest at cranking all the time. Wow. Hey, could a stretched out belt be an issue with cranking? Because sometimes this thing is a nightmare to crank. Try after try after try. Let's see. It can handle me putting this anywhere, and sometimes whenever I put the change settings, it'll start to scream, the belt will slip. I have to just kind of move the settings around to get to stop, you know, squealing. You know what's gonna be great? My daughter's not gonna be embarrassed to ride with me. Try this, let's see. Let's see how easy it cranks. That's funny. I've been struggling with this for a while. And that was my latest theory of, is the stretched out belt one thing that's giving me trouble getting this thing to crank. Makes me want to take it driving and see if it drives any better. Well, I'll do that. I'll take the other belt back. My wife will probably have me stop and get Easter eggs to dye then. So y'all, here we are. All it took was a 15mm and the correct size belt. Basically, you're running your belt from here to here. You're coming around here, coming around. I've already showed you. I just don't work for this. Not using a, some people call it an air pump. It's also called a smog pump. See the routing. I've already talked about it a couple of times. I've already showed you the picture. Appreciate you watching this video. Hopefully that will be my fix, because I've been tired of having so much trouble cranking this thing. I had kind of looked up, hey, can a stretched out belt, you know, sometimes you're playing a guessing game, at least I am. And if this helped you out, I'm glad it did. Glad I could help. All right, y'all, talk to you later. I'll give you an update on how my drive is. How about that? Later. Just wanted to show you again, this was a perfect fit. It's the Gates Micro V Here's the size, here's the part number. On the side. Okay, and that's the pattern. Smog pump delete, it fits it perfect. It's a 3.1 in a 91 Camaro. Okay, all right, I'm back here. I wanted to show you, so I guess once it kind of slipped into place good, you know, everything got in its V's and all that kind of stuff, thing tightened up, it moved a little bit, okay? So it was pointing directly at the needle. It's moved over a little bit. Things stretched out a little bit. So look, as of right now, today is Good Friday, 2025, or April what? Maybe the 18th? I'm not sure, something like that, of 2025. This is the belt I'm going with. It definitely does better than the one that's down here. You never know, I may give an update to it. Things start going bad, things start stretching out. We may end up trying another one. But as of right now, this is what I'm going with, okay? Car's cranking good. Let me look at my piece of paper. So the, guess what? The other one's gonna be another 125,000 smaller. Should I try it? See how it fits? We'll see, maybe. Oh y'all, okay y'all, so this may be a forget everything you saw in this video thing. So I went one step smaller because of where the indicator went before. When I put the other belt on, the indicator was lined up directly, but after I had cranked it multiple times, the indicator was down here. So now this one with a new belt, one step smaller, is right here. So it's my guess that once I crank it a few times, the belt kind of stretches out some, that it's going to be right back up here. So I almost took the belt back. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get in the car, we're gonna crank it a few times, let things line up right, and let's see what happens here. Okay. Hands are getting filthy. Imagine that, working on car. Ready, Freddie? Thanks for crying. That may have been wrong. Haha. That's fine. I don't care whether it's wrong or not, as long as I get the right belt on here. And I hope y'all didn't just like watch the first part of the video and bail out. That would be unfortunate. See where the belt indicator is at. There we are. So it's in the correct spot, kinda, but good enough. Things kind of tightened up. Now I gotta revise what I just put on there. So, this belt was $41.99. It's the one that was $41.99. Okay, that was the 15. I gotta take the other one back. So we ended up putting this one on here. Okay, this is what was on here. And this is what we went with. This is a 26.05 millimeter, or 102 5/8. And this was a 102 1/8. Okay, that's a 1/2 inch smaller. 25.93 millimeter. This is the Gates Micro V. This is the part number K061015. This is my chart I went by. This is what I had on here to start with. This is the first one I tried, and this is the next one I tried. So obviously it looks like they're doing a little bit of rounding maybe. They didn't have this one. It kind of would have been a waste if I would have got that one, because it's a big difference there. This is the sizes that they say they are. It doesn't exactly match what this says, does it? But anyway, it goes. This is the belt we went with, and I appreciate you watching this video. I'll show you again one more time the chart. What kind of chart? Diagram. Boom. And all you need is a 15 millimeter and patience. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate y'all watching this video.